You've lost before, Herschel.
Yes.
You were the project manager. You know how much I like you.
Yes,
I love you. I love you.
Yes.
I am not a gay man, and I love you, Herschel.
Yes, thank
Herschel, you're fired.
Thank you.
Good luck. Thank you. Thank you. That's a tough one. Thank you, Joan.
When quack Georgia Senate candidate Herschel Walker made an appearance on The Apprentice, this is how it went down.
I love you.
Play it again.
I love you. I am not a gay man, and I love you, Herschel. Herschel, you're fired.
Thank you.
I love you.
Joan Rivers shrugged her shoulders as Walker departed. Rivers was another contestant. The receptionist waves goodbye. Walker gives a nod. Trump praises him. Walker then does the scene where ceremoniously a contestant walks into the limo and does a recap of what transpired. Instead of owning it, though, Walker did the following.
I think Mr. Trump made the wrong decision. I felt that Clint should have been the one to lead.
He shifted blame onto others, which has been a theme of his. From one campaign stop to the next, Walker has no policy, he has no agenda if he were to win. He simply pivots to blame those that will not strip you of your Social Security. He creates falsehoods that do not exist and lies through his teeth about providing multiple abortions, which he has called murder. Which, of course, leads us to this piece of video.
You think abortion is murder?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, because...
So do you think that Herschel Walker is a murderer if he paid for an abortion?
Well, like I said, we've all done bad things. I mean,
Murder is that's one of the worst you could do, right?
Warnock can't repent of his sins, but
I mean, totally unrelated to Raphael Warnock. If Herschel Walker paid for an abortion, and you think abortion is murder, does that not make him a murderer?
It's according to what you want to call murder. I mean, if you see somebody breaking in your house and you kill them, is that murder? If you accidentally run over somebody,
is abortion murder?
Well, if you do that, a premeditated taking of life, I think that is murder. Premeditated taking of innocent life is murder.
So that, by your definition, if the allegations are true, he was a murderer, but that's okay with you because he repented.
Well, what is sin is sin. I mean, some sins are more long lasting.
However, to get back to Trump's weird machismo, I love you, I'm not a gay man, but I love you bit that he did here. One comedian who worked in live television and has spoken of his time on multiple shows with Donald Trump is Noel Casler, who, to put it mildly, has some stories. If you'd like to see more of Casler, check out his interviews by searching his name on YouTube. Speaking of The Apprentice, Miami Heat owner Mickey Arison, who formerly ran Carnival Cruises, helped sponsor The Apprentice over the years. That's via the reporting of the Washington Post. Famed television producer Mark Burnett, speaking at the controversial National Prayer Breakfast, made hundreds of millions of dollars producing The Apprentice with Donald Trump. Tony Schwartz, who wrote The Art of the Deal, which falsely presented Trump as its primary author, told The New Yorker that he feels some responsibility for facilitating Trump's imposture. But, he said, Mark Burnett's influence was vastly greater, adding, The Apprentice was the single biggest factor in putting Trump in the national spotlight. Schwartz has publicly condemned Trump, describing him as the monster I helped to create. Burnett, by contrast, has refused to speak publicly about his relationship with Donald Trump or about his curious but decisive role in American history. Prior to the 2016 election, host Jimmy Kimmel drew a line in the sand with his monologue. Television brings people together, but television can also tear us apart, Kimmel mused. I mean, if it wasn't for television, would Donald Trump be running for president, he said at the time. In the crowd, there was laughter. Many have asked, who is to blame for Donald Trump? Kimmel continued. I'll tell you who, because he's sitting right there. That guy. Kimmel pointed into the audience, and the live feed cut to a close-up of Mark Burnett, whose expression resolved itself into a rigid grin. Thanks to Mark Burnett, we don't have to watch reality shows anymore because we're living in one, Kimmel said. Burnett was still smiling, but Kimmel certainly was not. He went on, I'm going on the record right now. Mark Burnett's responsible. If Donald Trump gets elected and he builds that wall, the first person we're throwing over it is Mark Burnett. The tribe has spoken.